Over the years, Minecraft travel has become boring. Since the introduction of the elytra, all other modes of transportation just aren't worth using. Minecarts have pretty much become obsolete, viable horses need to be bred, and happy ghasts are just painfully slow. Elytras are still the best mode of transportation. Many players are already aware of this problem, with modders and coders alike coming up with clever solutions and mods to Minecraft's transportation problem. Unfortunately, I just build in Minecraft, so I don't know how to do any of that. It's not like I'm some third-year computer science major. So, how can builders make Minecraft travel actually fun? It's been about 4 months now since I joined Project Nodenium, and something I've noticed were all of these vehicles scattered around the server. They're not really functional, but having cars, trains, planes, boats, and even rocket ships all over the place really helps to make the world feel alive. With the server almost being a year old now, most players already have trains, paths, and roads connecting each other's bases, but taking a step back to look at my mountain, a mode of transportation to connect my city to the rest of the server is something my base is severely lacking. Before I can get started on any infrastructure though, I'm going to need to expand my mountain a bit, just so that my city isn't floating over the ocean. So, yeah, let me just do that really quick. I'm gonna need a lot of materials to build this mountain. Stone, deep slate, tough, pretty much all the same kinds of blocks I used for my original mountain I can get from caves underground. But I'm not gonna risk my life getting killed by monsters just trying to mine some stone. Luckily, a fellow Nodenia member, Deck, has got this sweet tunnel bore I could use to gather up most of the materials I need. The rest I'll probably just gather by hand. This took me a lot longer than I thought it would. To be honest, it was at least a 12-hour grind, but I think it really helped to rework that awkward part of my mountain. Just don't look at the back. This mountain actually took me so long. I stayed up late for 2 nights just trying to get this done. Oh god. All of this just to hopefully get a video out by the time my winter break ends. So, hate YouTubers and their self-imposed deadlines. What's funny is, while grinding materials for the build, I accidentally broke Deck's tunnel bore, so me and another member, Ilya, had to reverse engineer the tunnel bore to try and fix it. Eventually, Deck ended up coming on, but at that point we had already fixed the entire machine, so all he had to do was just watch and kind of inspect to make sure everything was okay. The beach is just a gradient from oak wood to sand, which kind of makes the sand near the water look wet. I think it looks great, and I think it's a lot better than just using plain sand for my beach. Anyways, that was a good warm-up, but I think it's time to go back to what the video's all about. The problem of finding some form of transportation to and from my city. If you were a person living on this mountain, how would you get to and from this place? With my city being inspired by Chinese mountain cities like Chongqing, cable cars seem like the obvious solution. With terrain this steep, cable cars and hillside elevators become viable modes of transportation, especially for those living on the mountain. So I've already built this hillside elevator, with the lore of it being that it was made by repurposing an old cable car, but just one elevator isn't going to cut it for an entire city. I'm going to need to think bigger. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this distance, so I think it's time to get started on farming all the blocks I'm going to be needing for this build. I'm going to just take one good look at this again. And before we get started, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe. Alright, let's get to farming. First, a quick stop to Deckmart, the storage room of one of the richest people on the server. I'll just grab a few things here and there, you know. The best part is everything is free. Unfortunately, he didn't have everything I needed for this build, so it's off to the shopping district. With all the materials out of the way, it's time to start building. Oh my god. I'm actually so happy with how this turned out. This looks so good. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, it looks so good. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't... Yeah, it just stops right there, but I was already thinking of having the cable cars going to maybe like that little platform over there and work out something with my neighbor, Ottawa. who lives over there. He also makes videos on the Nodenium SMP, so you should definitely check him out. I loved how the actual wire came out as well. I was struggling trying to find a good block for it, and I think settling with chains, I was worried that chains would be too thin, like you wouldn't be able to see it from like far distances, but it looks great. It looks pretty good. Like, it actually looks like a wire. Like, it's not too thin where I would be worried that the cable car would snap or anything, or like fall because it's not sturdy enough. It looks pretty good. I wanted to add a few cable cars along the actual path just to make it feel as though it's being used, because I did have it empty in my first go around, and then I realized, oh man, it does. I mean, it's okay empty, but it just feels so blank. It feels like nothing's going on. So I wanted to add these cable cars at the very end, and I think they work really well to make the build just feel alive, which is, I mean, always great. So I'm really proud of that one. All right, now I mentioned this in every video, but my base is meant to be a recreation of Phylum Heights, a Chinese-inspired mountain city from the game Zenless Zone Zero. And so let me put the reference on the left just so you guys can see. Boom, and you'll see I tried to choose blocks that hopefully kind of match the color and the shading in these references I'm using, but obviously it's not going to match one for one. I just wanted to get a feel for the colors of the build. Now, this building here is essentially the city's cable car station. Basically, the building's main function is to just move the wire coil that brings the cable cars to and from the station. I can actually go inside this building in the game, so I'm not going to be doing the interior. For the most part, I do really like how the building turned out. We'll get another reference picture here. Boom, you guys can see. So I've done a bit more of the path here, which I plan to extend out all the way past to the main part of my city, I guess, which still needs to be built. We're just building the front part right now, but anyways, I guess I might as well show this area a little bit as well. This is just kind of, I want this area to be a bit more detailed, so I have here a bunch of boulders scattered around, a bit more detailed than I get this, like the rest of the mountain. And that's just because when you look at the mountain from afar, you don't really need to worry about all the details. Once you get up to the main part of the city, then you'll be looking at the terrain a bit more closely. So that's why a lot of this is a lot more detailed. Anyways, enough yapping about these builds. I think it's time to do one more building since I have the extra materials, just to help round out this front part of my base. So in my previous video, I made this sort of worn down apartment building. It was meant to capture the vibe of older Chinese urban neighborhoods where the buildings kind of grow organically over time as families move in. Rooftops turn into more apartments, leading to this stack of buildings, I guess. This time around, I'm going for a different kind of old apartment building. As for some building tricks I did for this build, I tried to use the stained glass to represent those water damage stains you'd see on the walls of really old buildings. And again, I try to play around with the lighting by using lighter colored blocks on the walls. It's turning nighttime, so if we just wait a bit, it looks really good at night. At least I think so. Yeah, just playing around with the lighting and the colors near your light source really help to elevate the shading of a build. Anyways, I also added a few benches here, some trees, just some decoration around the city to make it feel a bit more lively. Some benches over here. And back here, I cut this out of the time lapse, but here I'm just laying some groundwork for the rest of the city. If you made it this far into the video, just know I think you are very cool. Most people don't get this far, so now I know you are. You're one of the ones. You're a keeper. You look great. Now, during a short cinematic, I placed down these shelves with these 3 books, and these shelves are just temporary until I build myself a proper archive room. But oh, it's raining. This is like perfect weather. Okay, so far in every video, I like to bring up a question where I sort of answer the question throughout the video. In my first video, I asked, what happened to Minecraft starter bases? And this commenter, Hero Brian April, answered it beautifully, but I gotta paraphrase because there's just so many grammatical errors. I mean, I copy and pasted their whole comment here, but previously the norm for starter bases didn't use any creative mode planning or Lightmatica, and nowadays Minecraft starter bases are just a showcase of a few dozen hours of Minecraft where they've already beat the Ender Dragon. Anyways, I really liked their comment and it made me want to commemorate it somehow, so I decided to start this comment archive. Now, I did ask a question in my second video, but no one really gave me an answer, so I just picked my favorite comment, which was from Miko. And the original comment or question was, what makes a Minecraft build feel alive? Here's what they said: watching while doing my gacha dailies to elevate the experience. They were also the first ones to pick up on all the Zenless Zone Zero music I was teasing at the beginning of my first video. So feel free to leave a comment, and if you're already subscribed, make sure you check the bell thingy to get notified the next time I post a video. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Speaking of next video, these videos do take a really long time to make. I'm pretty sure I've condensed at least 120 hours of work from designing, grinding materials, and actually building this thing. With the start of my next school quarter, I'm definitely gonna have to either slow down or lower the scale of these videos, which kind of sucks because I don't want to lower the scale of a build and then have to drag out the video with just like constant yapping like what I'm doing right now. And as much as I love Minecraft, I kind of need a job after graduation, and the software engineering job market is in shambles right now. I don't plan to leave this project incomplete, and I don't want to lower the scale of these videos. So thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you guys in the next video, no matter how long it takes.